If you're seeing this before we have the new moon, September 2nd, September 3rd, that's in Virgo, it happens depending on your time zone basically at midnight on September 2nd. So the date for most people is going to be like really early September 3rd. Just for clarification, information. True. We are right now before that new moon comes in, sitting in the energy of resolve and resolution. Being resolved about everything that we've been through, weeping and crying and going through the grief if you need to, and then going through just being resolved with the fact that that is what it has been. Also being resolved about where you're going and what it's going to cost you. Oh, that's where I'm going? I'm resolved about that, and I'm willing to do what I need to do to make sure that I will not be knocked off that path. Not again, not anymore. I'm resolved. And being in that energy of resolution and resolvedness is how we're opening the door into this eclipse season. The new moon in Virgo rules over the moon cycle, where the full moon in Pisces eclipse is going to be September 17th. Now, most of that full moon is going to be in Aries, and our north node is still in Aries. However, that eclipse, with it being in Pisces, is a lot of prophecy and divination about what we are being resolved with right before that new moon happens in Virgo. And this is a long-term resolution, although we are in the sights of more short-term, maybe like the next couple of months sort of thing. But we could be thinking about, like what happens 10 years from now. That's a long time. I'm not thinking that far ahead, but it's possible that your mind could be there. So do what you need to do to get resolved about who you are, where you are, what you've been through, what you have, and what it's cost you. Be resolved about the people who have wronged you and how that happened. Gross. Gross. But does it need to be gross? No, and that's part of the resolvedness. Also, all the gross stuff that you've been through, it's like one of the darker but also true truths. People would not have wanted what you have, whatever that was, that had you placed in a position where others wronged you. They wouldn't have done that had you not had something more powerful than they saw in themselves. Okay, resolution, getting resolved, especially if you've been doing your justice work over the previous, year and a half at this point with the South Node in Libra. For those of you also working with your healing work and your ancestral work and the work that has been called to you in the deep, dark depths of yourself. Yeah, this season's about to be pretty good. I can just feel it, man. I can feel it. It's like a buzz in the air. If there was like little electricities floating around that would land, I feel it. My spidey senses are tingling. There are many senses I have about this that are very... Yes. But at the same time, getting resolved before we walk into it is necessary. Because if you are really resolved about it, you're going to be able to keep your eye and your sight on exactly where you're going through the upheaval, chaos, random stuff that's popping up into the air that could feel a little like jarring during eclipse season. It's like tunnel vision, okay? Be resolved, have your tunnel vision. That's what this pre-moon is really helping us figure out. Then the new moon is going to help us really see, what does that look like? Where we have I'm resolved about it, all right, but now we got to start walking. Let's go. Yeah. Go slow if you need to, all right. Not a race, an embrace. Some embraces are more swift than others. So if you need the energy of swiftness, call it through for you. Resolved about that too. That's true. Keep brewing and doing what you need to do. I've been sitting in resolvedness too. You know what? I had to have a conversation with myself earlier, and because I've been saying this for weeks, that this is going to be a moment, and I haven't said it really on my public platforms, but the sessions I've been having with people, this has been the theme. This day, pre-moon, pre-new moon is like resolvedness, and I had to have that conversation with myself earlier. I was like, man, this is what it's going to be. All right, well, that's what it is. This is what it's going to be. And I see very clearly. And also, I don't really care this time if there's obstacles that get in my way, because I have done so much work to make sure that I can get rid of those obstacles, whatever they may be. As a Scorpio stellium, will people ever stop trying me? I don't think so. Probably not. Probably not. Anyways, good luck with your resolvedness. I'm not feeling very bitter about it anymore. I'm just resolved. Just resolved. There's no problem to be solved. It's just this is what it is and this is what it needs to be. Thank you for supporting me. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Shout out if that's the work that you're in. It's time that we rise, huh? It's time that we rise, huh? The people who have been through it, the people who have paid their way. By goodness golly, think about all that you have sacrificed. Isn't it time? Isn't it time? Let there be clarity for you. in that resolvedness. And keep up your brew. Keep doing what you need to do. I'll talk to you soon.